Yeah, that's off the dome. Off the dome. Yeah. I never let nobody with no motion try to hold me. I'm an OG, and that's the old me. The way I'm sitting nowadays, the money stacked 9 ways. I'm sipping on a latte. Why they all call me bougie? I don't want no prayers from no haters. Probably waiting on my downfall. Mad that we made it in my wins on time. Why you trying to delay it? And they say it's authentic, but they wins look plated. They fake though, and I need all my cheese. Queso, provolone, to get all of my dogs out the trap like Home Alone. And Creed said I'm locked in. I really got no options. Standing on business, I need mines off the top then. Let them go ahead and count us all out. We just running up the numbers, watch us hit another level. Hey, can't hold me back. Put the city on the map, boy, how you love that? Boy, they thought that I was playing, but I hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Hit another level. Hit another half meal, mixing bass and treble. Locking up the game like a Rico when it's federal. Locked on my target, it's a rap if I aim at you. You rather me pray with you. Hood, please pay attention like hood. Focus on your mission like you should. If you had some vision, then you could, but you don't, so you won't. And you chasing that life, that's good, brother. I need mine, please. You can't hold me. I'ma go ahead and hit another level. Go ahead and count us all out. We just running up the numbers. Watch us hit another level. Hey, can't hold me back. Put the city on the map, boy. How you love that? Boy, they thought that I was playing, but I hit another level. About to hit another level. Had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level. Gotta hit another level. Hit another level. Had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level.
And let's go racing, folks. And it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and there's contact. Here they come now around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
There's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing. Absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart-pounding. This is nerves-rising. This is Simsational TV.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Welcome back to Simsational TV. We are the undisputed, undefeated, frankly unmissable home of sim racing in this great sunburnt, law-abiding, sport-obsessed, pie-eating, beer-drinking, dog-wearing nation of ours. My name's Chris Munro. Welcome back to S.M.A.S.H iRacing League. Tonight we're at the Simsational TV Cup Series. I love saying that, folks. It's always a pleasure to have a series named after you, and that's exactly where we are tonight. The Cup Series Round 2 here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Let's take a closer look now. If Charlotte Motor Speedway last week was the glamorous launch party, North Wilkesboro is the morning after, where you find out the true believers. This place is old, it's raw, and it's sat abandoned and forgotten for the better part of 3 decades before someone had the magnificent good sense to bring it back to life and stick some of the fastest cars in the world on it. It's short, it's tight, it's bumpy in places that will surprise you, and these Cup cars are going to be absolutely double handful around here from the moment the green flag drops. Because the next-gen Cup car at North Wilkesboro is not a gentle experience, folks. It is loud, it's physical, it's deeply committed to making your afternoon or evening as complicated as possible. These drivers Tell you what, they're going to be working for every single position tonight, and the bloke who manages his tyres, his temper, his relationship with the wall is going to be the one standing tallest when it's all done. And it's me alone in the gondola tonight. Let's have a look at how they stand from last week. It's Ronnie Pyland out in front. Patrick Hernandez tied apparently on 41, even though they were first and second in the race. I assume there's some points for qualifying or something, because Paddy Hernandez certainly did not win that race. We all saw it last week, got done in the last 10 laps or so. Stephen Nolan sitting in third. Justin Cohen bore a noticeable absentee. Actually, so is Hernandez. So second and fourth, not here tonight. Ash Rogers certainly is. So is Big Daddy Griffin there in sixth. We've got Cody O'Connor sitting it out. He's on vacation. Stephen McDonald's out there. Brian Smith as well. It must be vacation. See, I guess it's summertime over there, so everyone's enjoying the good weather. Cody Dringer, Stephen Harris and Derek Forrest rounding out the field there for the top 12. Now they've just finished up qualifying, folks, so let's go and have a look at how they fared. Ronnie Pyland at the top. Oh, he's going to continue turning the screws today. Only 10 cars out there, folks. Tonight, disappointing effort from the Cup Series drivers. I know there's a few with a legitimate excuse not to turn up, but over half the field missing tonight. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. We race 5, Brian Smith and Cody O'Connor, a couple of few drivers joining in there as well in the chat. Hear us on here, folks. But Ronnie Pyland takes pole here for the first time around North Wilkesboro. If I can spit it out, in these Cup cars, and they are a considerable amount faster than the East Coast Truck Series that we were privy to last night. A brilliant showing out there from them, albeit a little bit chaotic. As Cody O'Connor mentions in the chat there, we had 15 cautions last night in the trucks. So I think with only 10 cars out there tonight, I think we're going to have a little lighter experience there on the caution side of things. So these guys will certainly know how to do it, and these cars may be a little bit easier to handle around this circuit as well. A little bit more downforce, same amount of power though. Got to be super careful on your rear right, because that thing gets burnt up at the exit of turn 4. We saw plenty of casualties last night in the trucks, but tonight I reckon these guys are going to keep it together, and it's going to be a spectacle for the ages. Who's going to take it? So, who's going to take the fight to this guy? 55, he started off last week, probably not the fastest in the first couple of stints, but near the end, he really came good. Took the challenge to Patrick Hernandez. Ended up coming away with the win. So, who's going to take it to him? Stephen Nolan, quick in qualifying, and he'll line up on his outside there. Dylan Canova, fast in anything, so keep an eye on him. He will certainly be one to watch out for if he can drive these Cup cars anywhere near the pace that he can drive the trucks in. He'll certainly be vying for a win here tonight. Ash Rogers as well. Got a bit unlucky with strategy last time around. Had to come into the pit lane, otherwise he would have been well up the order. And it happened to him again last night. Having a bit of bad luck with an incident. We'll just leave it at that. I think maybe the red mist has maybe stopped pumping out of his helmet since yesterday, maybe. 24 hours to cool down. If that's enough, I don't know. We'll see. Lee Richardson as well. Quick yesterday. Probably just couldn't go with them once the tyres started to drop off in those trucks. But he's certainly fast in the Cup cars, so keep an eye on him. Stevie Harris is out in the number 1 car. Oh, look at that, with a bit of Simsational TV on the side. We love that. Oh, I'd love to get a bit closer to see what that actually is on the side of his car. That looks... that looks really cool. I'll find out a way. I'll find out. Oh, actually, we might be able to do a bit of a chase cam here and have a little look. Chili's Ocala, Florida. Okay. Got the sponsors on the back. It looks great. These cars do look great. Derek Forrest, Cody Deringer, Stephen McDonald and Daryl Griffin down the very back. But it's a small field, so anything can happen. And, if they can stick with that front crew, it's going to be certainly exciting to watch. Here we go. It is green flag racing. And what about the line from Stephen Nolan straight into the wall? So that gives Dylan Canova a free kick straight up into second position. And also Richardson as well. He'll say, oh, thank you very much for the rabbits there. Oh, there's a problem in the back there for Cody Deringer. He has hit the wall heavily too, so hopefully not too much damage there. Let's go back to the mid-pack because that's where it's all starting to happen. It's Ash Rogers on the back of Stephen Nolan. That's right on board. You see Stephen Nolan going straight down to the bottom and getting a pretty good run there, maybe even enough to worry Lee Richardson, the fourth, there in the 5 car, but they all slot back in single file. But it is Stephen Nolan with a really nice run after a terrible start to this race. He'll be vying to get back those positions as fast as possible. Look at the exit up in front there from Dylan Canova, and those two out in front, Pylon and Canova, have just started to kick clear just a little bit. You can see the gap visually there as well by a few tenths back to Lee Richardson, who has his hands full with Stephen Nolan. I tell you what, that was a shocking start from him. I don't know if he was caught by surprise with the amount of power that comes out the rear wheels when you plant your foot down, but that's what happened. He ended up in the wall. Oh no, he's given it too much there on the exit of turn 4. Takes the first portion of the race there. Not too much damage done. Did nose it into the wall, but it wasn't super ideal. Let's see it. Let's see it from the cockpit. Whooshka. There is a big bump there on the exit down the bottom. I think that's what caught him out there as well. But I mean, we saw so many cars, so many trucks, should I say, yesterday that fell to that little bump on exit of turn 4. And I mean, I did a few laps myself, and it's certainly the Achilles heel of most drivers. Certainly me. I spun it around plenty of times. Just too eager to get that power down. You want to be, you want that exit. You want that slingshot down these tiny little straights here at North Wilkesboro. But you can be too eager sometimes, a bit too eager to please yourself, to please the fans, to please everyone watching at home as well. Shout out to you, true believers, here on a Saturday night in the USA, Sunday morning here in Australia, and all in between wherever you're watching in the world. Ronnie Pyland leads them off. This is the first caution. They've got 15 to beat if they want to top the East Coast Truck Series. I think once they get into a rhythm, we're going to get a long period of green light racing here tonight. That's my prediction. I think they're just getting the cobwebs out of the system early. Keep an eye on Nolan, though. I think he might have stars in his eyes for this point. He's gone from the front to the back in a matter of a few laps. 7 now as they go around. 7 laps down. He's gone from the front row to the very back, and he'll be feeling that. Not just on the scoreboard, but a little ego kick as well. So he will be, I think, in a big hurry now once they get going again. Dylan Canova will line up on the outside of Ronnie Pyland. He's got plenty of practice in restarts after yesterday's episode here. So does Ronnie Pyland, actually. They were both part of the East Coast Truck Series last night. The pace truck's off. We're going to go racing again. Let's go trackside. Let's get some static cam. Let's see them all in this next restart. See if they can behave themselves. Cody Deringer has now joined the back of the pack as well after getting in trouble early. And they go racing one more time. Here we go into turn 1. And it is, oh, look at that. Canova hanging it fat around the outside. And there's another issue back there. Griffin's involved. Nolan's involved. Steve McDonald's involved. Oh, no. That has not brought out another caution somehow. That's very odd to see. Maybe 3 or 4 cars turned around there as well. We'll get the replay to you shortly, folks, but the battle for the lead's on. Canova around the top. There's a slow-moving car sitting at the bottom here. That's going to be something to think about there for Pilot. Almost trouble there. Oh, it has. It's balked him, and he goes into the outside fence. They go racing again. Canova straight to the front. Ash Rogers around the top now, around Lee Richardson, and no cautions being called. The yellow flag being put away. The whistle has not been blown yet. The referee saying, play on, boys. Rogers goes up to P2. Richardson clear of P3. And then Daylight back to fourth here as Steve Harris. And Derek Forrest having a really nice run tonight after not the best start to his Cup Series career last week. But I tell you what, he's going great guns here with the 120. So he's got the right livery on tonight. Folks, I've sorted that out properly here on my end. He's got the lightning bolts, and as soon as I say that, he puts it into the fence. It's almost a commentator's curse. I'll get the cameras off him before he bins it. Goodness gracious me. Up the front, Dylan Canova clear now of Ash Rogers by quite some margin, 6/10 exactly. Then we've got Richardson there behind as well with a big gap. So they've all settled down. Let's go back and just have a look at how that scuffle ended up happening here. Let's go from the restart, from the top view. Let's see what we can see. Keep an eye out. Oh, there's just bump drafting going on there. I don't know who that... Oh, wow. That's Nolan just being a little bit impatient there to Steve McDonald in the 68 car. Trying the bump drafting, but I don't know what happened there. McDonald stuck in gear, perhaps. Couldn't get that car moving. And cop the medicine. Oh no, I think maybe Stephen Nolan might be in a bit of trouble there for that one. Ronnie Pilot, Darryl Griffin in the pit lane, serving some damage, so that's going to put them down, well down the order, and hopefully for those guys' sake, a few cautions to be thrown to get them back into this race. Look at Canova though, he's driving the wheels off it, giving it the old stripe down the side of that 72 machine. Same font as well as his East Coast truck, so you know it may look like 27 or 22 in some parts, but we're privy up here to that font now. I've made the mistake of plenty of times. It's a car 72 coming to take a lap off Steve McDonald as well. He's going to be hard to stop tonight now. Canova from this position, that tangle up between Nolan and McDonald with no caution being thrown there. That's really spread the field out. It is spread out as your mum's washing on the bloody clothesline here. Let's go back. We do have a battle heating up here between Harris and Duringer. You can see Harris around the top line, gets down and covers across. That's a really nice job there from the one car. Oh, he's just driving it in a little bit too hard, I think. With these short courses, I feel like it's slow in, fast out is the best option. Get that exit. Then you can cover across that car, get back down to the low line, and really shut the gate. But he's persisting with that high line, which kind of keeps Cody Duringer interested. Keeps him thinking, well, I might just be able to shoot it up the inside here, and that's when you can come together. Whoa, speaking of which, almost did with the outside wall. Here he goes now. If I was Steve Harris, I'd get down to that low line just to really shut the gate on the 13 car. As you can see now, he's made that mistake, and here comes 13 up the inside. Got to listen to your commentator sometimes, folks. So now he'll be able to drive it in, get that bit of a block pass happening here, North Wilkesboro style. Really careful on the throttle, on the exit too, but it is the one car with the better momentum around the top. Steve Harris, what about that? Mistake one lap and absolute perfection on the next. Here he goes now. Cover him off, son. Get down to that low line before he goes, shoots it up the inside again. He doesn't. These guys are going to go battling again. This is race car driving at its very best here, folks, and what a setting for it to happen on a beautiful Sunday morning or Saturday night, wherever you are in the world. The 1 and the 13 side by side, and look who's lurking in the background. Here comes Stephen Nolan after, a bit of a shocking start to this race. He thought he was right up there, started off the front row, had it all to play for, and it's all come crashing down around him. and possibly a little trip to the steward's room afterwards as well, after that discretion with the 68 car, or indiscretion with the 68 car earlier on. Steve Harris now clear of the 13 and by a margin, so he might be able to just focus on his own lines here. And now Cody Geringa's got a real problem because Stephen Nolan is right there. And Steve Harris as well, just smashing into the outside fence. That's not going to help your cause there, mate. Gracious me. This is where the battling's happening. Up in front, though, Rogers has cut that gap down to Dylan Canova. So we'll get back up there in just a moment. Steve Harris, though, has dropped back into the lap of these two again. Just persisting with that top line, too. I don't think that's the way to do it just yet. Early on in the stint, use the tyres, get down to the inside. Get that late exit, that apex, that slingshot effect. You can see it in action here as well. Here comes Nolan too, right on the rear quarter panel now of Cody Geringa. I think he's just going to sweep straight around the outside here as well, use that pace. But he's got to be careful, Nolan, as well, because he's probably got a little bit of damage on the front of that thing, so he might not have the handling that he once did earlier on in this race. But see, that's how you do it. Dip down to that low line, and now he's going to do the exact same thing to Steve in front of him. We'll just drive it up the inside. Thank you very much for coming. Get that power down, cover him off to that inside line, and through he goes. That's 2 for 1, folks. That's how they do it. Steve's going to argue the point, though, go around the top of the track here. That's a really nice line. When he gets it right, look at the slingshot he gets. Look at the power that he gets off the turn. Unbelievable stuff, Steve Harris. Here he goes again. But all it takes is, just missing your mark just by a little bit, driving it in a little bit too hot. You're going to have to get on the brakes, then you start to get tight. And it's really hard to gather it up because you just got to overslow the car, and then you're just a sitting duck to whoever's on the inside. Stephen Nolan hoping for that to happen, but Steve has really just plugged his... he's put his driver's hat on here for the moment, and he's absolutely working that top line like it should be done. I think Stephen Nolan maybe is starting to run out of tyres too. He's starting to push a little bit, looking a bit tight, can't get the power down properly. The car not rotating as much as he would like. And now under pressure from the 13 of Cody Geringa. Beautiful driving from these two guys to show Stephen Nolan, mate, you may have almost put it on pole, but we're here to battle you every inch of the way around. This is a fascinating little battle here. It's all kicking off. Keeping one eye on the front of this field too, because Rogers and Canova Richardson and Rogers are very tight on the track. I don't think it is Canova's out there by a country mile. Back to Rogers and Richardson are the two battling it on. Right on board with the big man. Let's get his profile up. There it is. He's from Zanesville, Ohio. He's a heavy equipment operator. Patient driver. He certainly is. We've seen that in over the last couple of seasons. Not only in the East Coast trucks, but even last week there in the Cup Series. Can drive. Season goal is pushing for a top 10. Maybe even a championship push. Tell you what, he's almost there, I think. Like pace-wise, he's there. Consistency, certainly. Just needs a little bit of luck. Let's go back to this battle here because Stephen Nolan's got the pace now. He's overtaken Cody Geringa and he's popped him in his rearview mirror. Steve Harris has made an absolute mess of that one, but so is Nolan. Really tight on the exit. Had to take that top line, and Harris just struggling for grip at the top there. I think that's going to be all she wrote. Nolan now will bugger off into the sunset. Steve Harris battling, I think, with a bit of damage now, because that was a couple of really heavy hits. And now the leaders are up on them as well, so they're going to have to really think about what's going on here. Ronnie Pylan's involved. He's a lap down, unfortunately, as well. He came into the pit lane, got some damage fixed up, but look at the pace. Pace-wise, he's up there with Canova. So this is what could have happened in an alternative universe had they all kept it straight there at the start. But had the 55-72 battle that we all wanted to see. Geringa, though, just hanging it fat. Oh, bumping that outside wall. You can't keep doing that, son. After a while, that will add up to a fair amount of damage. And then you can pretty much kiss your race goodbye. We're lap 43 here of 200 in the Simsational TV Cup Series. My name is Chris Munro. If you've just joined the broadcast, we're about all things NASCAR here at North Wilkesboro. A very characteristic track, would you say? I think turns 1 and 2 are very different to turns 3 and 4. May not look so to the layman's eye, but I'll tell you what, I'm stepping out of the layman's box now. I think I've called enough NASCAR races, and I've done a few as well behind the wheel. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Starting to know things about NASCAR. Still an amateur, maybe a bit of Dunning-Kruger effect at work. But I think I'm a little bit more confident than I was certainly a few months ago. It's all starting to happen here. Ronnie Pyland in the 55. We saw him yesterday out in the East Coast trucks. Had a pretty good finish. Not as good as he did last week here in the Cup Series. But I tell you what, he's behind the 8 ball here. He's minus 19 laps apparently. So he was in the pit lane for quite some time, getting that damage fixed. Derek Forrest now in the lane too. Darrell Griffin's been sitting there for quite some time. I think he had some very, very heavy damage there in the Busch Light car. The poor old Darrell, he's put on the show. Actually, I'll show all you folks who possibly weren't there last night for the East Coast Truck Series what Darrell Griffin's racing on tonight. Here it is. That's his setup, and that's inside of a caravan. Or a camper. Whatever you guys call it over there in the USA. Over here, it's a caravan. What a cool thing to have. A little a portable setup to take on the road with you. That's commitment. That is commitment, folks. There was a guy that we still race with over at Simsational TV who used to work on oil tankers. So he'd be out at sea for weeks at a time, and he'd do a similar thing. He'd take a wheel and pedals onto the oil tanker, and he had Starlink internet, so he could come racing. How good. We'll love that kind of commitment out there in the world of sim racing. I suppose there's nothing else to do on a boat out in the middle of the ocean either. It'd be a welcome distraction as well from the absolute nothingness out there. I don't even know if you can take a fishing rod. I don't know if you can fish off the side of an oil tanker. I don't know, probably not. Probably workplace health and safety rules against that. This is a battle for position here, folks. This is for P2. Ash Rogers in the 69 red and black machine at the top. Lee Richardson all over the back of it. Now they're coming up to some more traffic too, so this is going to add a certain amount of complexity to this battle. Richardson being patient, that's what he does. He's good at that. I think just that car on the outside, the 13 of Jeringa, just balking him there on the way through, but still there, right there, poised to strike from Ash Rogers. There he is, folks. We're looking out the back of Rogers' car. He's going to have a dip around the back here. That's turn 4. You've got to be careful on the throttle there. We see so many casualties every time. Well, last night there were just, up the wazoo, to be fair. There was more spinning around than a dreidel at Christmas time. It's got to be a better analogy. Spin. I don't know. That's shocking. Richardson into the top wall. That's maybe a bit of damage there. The Cup cars are built pretty tough. They're good for it. But this battle really good here at the moment. Richardson just looking for that traction. Got to get that run off the corner to be able to challenge the 69 car. But Ash Rogers is he's pretty good around a road circuit as well. So he knows that slow in, fast out is the way to go around these tight circuits. But there are two ways to skin a cat around these small tracks. You can drive it in, veer it off as well. Use the brakes use the brakes to rotate the car depending on your, you know, you can adjust your brake bias to give you a bit more turning. Oh, we have a caution here. Lap 57, caution down. I don't know who was in front there when that caution was called. I think Richardson has got the jockeys. We'll see what happens when the iRacing stewards sort it all out. But that was really close when that was called. We'll see if Canova comes in the lane here. He might even think about it. We're 59 laps down. Yep, certainly coming in for some new tyres. And if the leader comes in, most likely you'll see the rest of the field. No, they don't. Richardson's come in. Rogers has stayed out. The rest of them come in. Oh, Steve McDonald thinking about it. Pylan says no. Nolan's in. Steve Harris sits behind the safety truck, so he might get a wave around to get one of those laps back. Derek Forrest going to line up behind him, says no. And the rest of them coming in. So Rogers taking over the lead of the race. No, he is coming in now, so just a lap later than the others. Probably good time. You got to get some tyres. You got to get some fuel on board here, because you don't know when the next portion's going to be thrown. Let's see what happened. It was Stephen Nolan. Might have lost it on his own here. Is it going to be another turn 4? Oh, tank slapper. It was actually turn 2. Yeah, big damage there for Nolan. Let's see it again. Oh. That was turn 4, sorry. Yeah, it claims another victim. Plenty of it, man. I said that in the pre-show. That turn 4, it's a killer. You can get on the power a little bit better out of turn 2, I feel like, and I don't know why. Maybe the banking just plants the rear end a little bit more. Possibly the bump in the middle of the exit there at turn 4 really upsets the car, so you've just got to be patient. And we've got 5 cars lined up as the pace car comes off. Oh, this is a shambles here, folks. Where's the rest of the field? They haven't caught up. Canova has control of the field. Richardson lines up outside. This will be good. These top 3, these top 4 will be able to squabble it out. Actually, McDonald pulls right out of it. So it is Canova to the front. Richardson following him on that high line. Rogers down the bottom. Will he be able to stick it fat and slide it up the inside here? But it's Richardson that pushes him low as well. Keeps him tight. That's how you go. Oh, look at that. He's a very smart driver, is Lee Richardson. What about that? Very cunning manoeuvre. And then on the next one, goes right out high, slings it back down the banking and goes, I'll have P2. Thank you very much, Mr. Aussie. Ronnie Pylan's in there trying to get one of his 19 laps back. But, wow. Still sitting in P9. Actually, it's down to 18 laps down. So I think his only saving grace will be if all of the 8 cars in front of him end up in the fence and need an extended period in the pits to get fixed. So he's going around, try and claim some points. Though, to be fair, he's guaranteed a top 10 in this race, which will give you some sort of points and possibly... No, I don't think he's going to hold on to the lead of the championship, but he'll still be up there in the fight because, you know, the guys around him will have a quick peek. I'm going to just have a quick peek at the standings, how they fly out. So it was Pylan, Nolan having a shocker as well. It might be up to Rogers here tonight. Oh, and as soon as I say that, he's around out at the exit of turn 2. Oh, we missed it. Oh, no. And it hasn't come up as a event, so we're just going to have to do the old... Coming in to turn 1 and 2. We don't see it too often. But wow, just loose. Loose as a goose there on the exit. Parks it on the inside, loses all that ground that he had. loses a position as well. Back there, well, he still stays in third. They did call a caution, so that's good for some of these drivers at the back. They might get a lap back. Griffin still parked in the pit lane. Forrest as well. Steve McDonald coming in as well. That's 3 cautions down, folks. We'll be... it's not going to be... Well, it will be a quick one. So, a quick break here at Simsational TV. We'll be back very, very shortly with some racing action. Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, ZAMP helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with Wicked Audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, at asphalt or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing City. Let's get back to it, folks. That caution is down. That's the third one in the bank. I have faith they're all going to keep it pretty tight here. Canova and Richardson off the front row. What about Canova? See you later, mate. Off he goes to the lead. Then we got Richardson in second position. The 69 car not really losing out because of that spin. Makes his way back up to P3 and a bit closer than he was when he did spin. So maybe a strategic thing there as well. Here comes Pylan to take a lap back off Ash Rogers, one of the 18 that he's behind currently. And look at that, it's an all Chevrolet field. No messing about. No, what do we call it? A monoculture. Get out of Australian politics, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to the NASCAR racing. Dylan Canova leads by a country mile here as well. What a start from him. Lee Richardson probably not concerned with going with him here at the moment because P2 would be a great bag full of points for him. Biggie Bear says, lol, 10 cars. Yeah, I know. I think it's summertime in the USA, mate, and most of these guys are on holidays. So, as I said before, one guy, Darryl Griffin, is actually racing from a caravan. Oh, there's a spin in the back there. Steve McDonald, was it? Steve Harris. No, who was that? In the red car. It was Steve McDonald. The 68 with the white wheels. You can't miss it. Same paint job as his East Coast truck as well. Dylan Canova leads now by almost 2 seconds. 1.5 down the road. Just scraping the outside wall. Driving the wheels off it. Here's the P2 car. You can see the visual gap. It's quite large. And getting larger as we speak. Ash Rogers, the Aussie, in third. Doing us proud there in the 69 car. He's hungry tonight. Hungry for tacos as always. The 68 just one off him. Behind. I like that. Ronnie Pylan behind them as well. In the line, but in the standings, down in 8th position. After getting into some trouble early on. Had to come into the pit lane and had about 18 laps worth of damage to fix. So he is certainly behind the 8 ball. Stephen Nolan is sitting in the lane as well with some big damage. You can see it on the front of that 43 Napa Auto Parts car. Not the day that he had planned, especially after qualifying off the front row. Oh, man, what a fall from grace. He'd be absolutely spewing with that. He had his time over. Would he have done it differently? Would he have done anything differently? Possibly. I'd say he'd do everything differently. One, not put it in the fence straight after the green flag. Hey, look, we live and learn. All these things happen. This is a battle for third. Steve McDonald's found some pace here in the second stint. Rogers may be struggling on those set of tyres. You can see him getting real tight as well, struggling to hold on to the bottom. So he's got to adjust his line here, go for that big wide sort of entry, dip it back in for the exit. And as well, you've got to be super careful. Once these tyres get a little bit down, a little bit degraded, it's really hard to hold on. Let's go for a couple of laps right on board with the Aussie. Turn your speakers up, folks. We're going to get a nice dose of engine noise from the Chevrolet Cup car, and we'll give him a couple of laps. Let's go. Really nice lines there from the Aussie. Just patiently chipping away, taking that sort of top third of the track, driving it in at a certain pace, holding that line, and really steady on the throttle. It'd be great if we could get the throttle tracing and brake tracing of these drivers live here on iRacing, but I don't think it's possible. Out of the realms of possibility, folks, so we don't get to see any of that. But you can assume they are smooth as eggs. As you got to be, especially when the tyres go down. 89 laps down now of 200. They're going fast. These guys are still in the mid-18s. At the front, Dylan Canova and Lee Richardson, both in the 18s. The rest of them now just dipping into the 19s as the tyres start to grade. Dylan Canova, P2 last night in the East Coast Truck Series. Couldn't keep, but couldn't hang fat with the 15 car, but a big bag full of points coming his way regardless. And I think he'd be happy with that anyway, because I think the 15 car probably isn't going to be around for most of the season. Real world racing commitments. What a terrible thing to have. I can't race in the sim this week. I've got to take the car out to the track. What a time to be alive. That's good for Braxton, though. He's going to be a gun if he keeps to it. If he's as fast as he is in the sim out there in the real world, he's going to turn a few heads at any track he goes to. But Dylan Canova as well, certainly a formidable force in Simland. I don't know if he does any real life racing, but one can assume that you put him in a car, he'd be as fast as anyone out there. As now he is still the fastest man on the circuit, 18.9 last time around. This time around, 18.8, goes quicker. He's just starting to get a bit of the draft from these cars in front. That he's looking to put a lap on, dives it down the inside there of Jeringa. Jeringa stays at the top. Make sure of it with a little bit of a love tap to the outside wall here at North Wilkesboro. Gets plenty of it. Him and Steve Harris, not on the same lap, unfortunately, but having a nice little battle regardless. Here's Ash Rogers. In the meantime, he's had Steve McDonald for company at the start of this stint since the third caution. And McDonald hasn't quite gone away. He's just given him a little bit of breathing room here. 6/10 is the gap currently. I think McDonald might just be biding his time. Right on the top of the Chevrolet here. And see, look, he's just edging closer. Edging closer to the back of that 69 car. Oh, he keeps tapping the wall though. I think that edging may disappear. And it'll go into full tantric mode. But you do want to release, folks. You want to get that car up the back there. Maybe not up the back. Look, it's 2026, folks. Who am I to judge? But he does want to get closer to the car in front. Maybe come up the inside. What are we talking about here? Simsational TV, folks. If you haven't already, give us a like and a subscribe on the video. Get notified if you want to know when we're live around here. We're live a lot of the time. Friday, Saturday nights in the USA. Calling all the action here for S.M.A.S.H iRacing League. This is the Cup Series. We're halfway through this one as well. That's gone fast. Not as many cautions as we had last night. Oh my goodness me. 15 in total. And that took the record as well for all of the races that we've called here for S.M.A.S.H. So 15's the new winner. Here's Steve McDonald here on screen. Let's get his driver profile up. There we go. From Athens, GA. I'm going to say Georgia. It's always a good guessing game for me in the commentary box here when we get the driver profiles up. Try and guess exactly what state. 50, I think, in total. He's a CNC operator. His favourite track was Charlotte. That was last week. I reckon North Wilkesboro might be his favourite track if he keeps going this way. Top 4 on the cards and possibly a podium. He keeps hounding the back of Ashley Rogers there. Anything can happen. And the man with the bad luck sitting there in front of him too, Ash Rogers. So, you know, the more he stays there, fills up his mirrors, he might just force a little bit of bad luck on the man. But we don't want to see bad luck around here. We want to see good luck for all the drivers. But possibly just a bona fide overtake might be the go. But he's just starting to walk away though, Rogers. In the last few laps, that gap has continued to stretch, albeit slowly. Still there though, within striking distance. If anything should happen to the lonely Aussie out there in the 69 car. Go up the front to Dylan Canova, who is he's had it all his own way. 4.5 seconds is the gap to Lee Richardson there in P2. And he's starting to catch the next car in the train. That is Derek Forrest. Oh, a little bit of lock up there, something, a bit of smoke coming out of the car, hitting the outside wall again. You don't need to drive at that hard, Dylan. You've got a massive gap behind. You want to use up the tyres or smash the car too much? Look at that, another one. Maybe he's going after fastest lap. Do you get some kind of prize for that? Extra points? I'm not too sure. No reason to push the car beyond its limits at this stage of the race. Only 92 laps to go, so just keep it straight. I mean, you're building that gap back to Lee Richardson there. You know, if they throw another caution out, then you're going to be stuck in the lane next to him with possibly a damaged car. So, I mean, yeah. Risk versus reward, my young son. Keep it straight. You don't even have to be the fastest out there on the circuit for now. Plenty of laps to come. Lee Richardson, though, still going with him in terms of pace. It was only, 900ths slower than Canova on that time around, and only 6,000ths slower was Rogers. So all these guys within 3/10 of each other, really. Actually, Richardson was quicker by 1,000th of a second last time around from Canova. So based off that, he is catching him. It'll take another 4,000 laps at that rate if he wants to catch up to the back of him. Though he needs to pull his finger out to him a little bit quicker. If he does, we'll be here for every moment of that action. I'll tell you what, a 4,000 lap race. Woo! That'd be... I wonder how long it'll take. 4,000 times 18 seconds. Too many numbers for my little brain to crunch on the run. Someone's got a calc in the chat. Let me know those numbers. Calc is, of course, short for calculator. If you just joined the stream. Only 4 cars remain on the lead lap. This is the last of them, Steve McDonald. And behind him is, on the same turn actually, is Dylan Canova. We might be able just to switch back to him. No, not quite within range. There you go. Close enough, but not in cigar range yet to be taking a lap down off Steve McDonald. So he's done a great job this race. Did get turned around early as well from Stephen Nolan. So what could have been after a bit of a hectic start to this one? He's come out on top. He's actually 5 positions up on his start. Started 9th. Now currently the one of 4 cars on the lead lap, still 4. Driving really nicely as well. Cody Duringer, oh, we've crossed over to him at the wrong time, getting tight, slamming it into the wall there in turns 1 and 2. Down into 3 and 4 this time. Oh, yeah, the car doesn't look good. He's going to have to maybe think about some pit stops. I think a lot of these cars probably thinking about some pit stops soon. The tyres not in good nick. He's starting to let you down a little bit. And when you cross that threshold of the car being not only slow around a lap, but also dangerous, that's when it's time to start maybe getting on the blower to the engineer. So, mate, I think we might have to come in and pit here. And obviously, you don't really want to be pitting under green flag conditions either here in NASCAR racing. So it's always a waiting game. They're watching, the engineers are watching the other racers thinking, well, is there going to be some kind of confusion? Is there going to be some kind of caution happening? Maybe not. Here comes Pyland to take another lap back off the 13 car. .50. What's Brian Smith saying? That was in response to something. I can't remember, because you're about 30 odd seconds, 35, maybe 40 seconds behind the stream when you comment. So when it pops up on my end, it's something I said 30 seconds ago. Which, I mean, as a commentator, I just it's like, what is it, Billy Madison? That end scene where he does the debate and he just sort of goes into a trance and then wakes up at the end and goes, what just happened? And he said some really, insightful shit. That's like me in a commentary stint. I just go into a trance, let my mouth motor, and then at the end go, what the hell just happened? I do retain some memory of it, but I tell you what, some of these are the toughest races to do. So, not much happening out there on the circuit. Stevie McDonald, though, doing his best impression of a paintbrush on the outside of that track, just sliding along the way. Let's go to Derek Forrest. We haven't seen much of him tonight in that beautiful looking 120 car. Whoa, every time I go onto someone, they smash it into the wall. That was a heavy hit there for Derek Forrest. Gee whiz, it must have been it's like he's carrying an axe there. You hit the forest too much, the trees will start falling down. He hits the outside wall too much there. Far out. Got the lightning strike. Hopefully it doesn't strike twice on the outside there of turns 1 and 2. But again, a good result from him, considering last week I think was DNF, or at least at the very back. We saw Forrest getting into a fair bit of trouble last week, but has picked his socks up, pulled them up, and is doing a great job tonight. Who's behind him there on track? That's Steve Harris in the 1 car. He's sitting P6 currently. 128 laps down of 200. 71 to come. That's 129 on the clock. You are watching Simsational TV, folks. My name is Chris Munro. If you just joined the chat, We're calling all the action here for S.M.A.S.H's Simsational TV Cup Series. There's Forrest now, I think, just getting out of the way, or possibly trying to get down to the pit lane. No, just getting out of the way of these drivers on the lead lap. So actually it was Canova, so that was the race leader getting by there, and getting by Steve Harris as well. So he continues on his march. Still flirting with that outside wall. Don't be doing that, mate. Tell you what, if it all comes crashing down, we can say that Chris Munro told you so. Don't be doing that. So Steve McDonald now has had that lap taken off him, so it's only 3 cars now remaining on the lead lap. Stephen Nolan still sitting in the pit lane. Same with Darrell Griffin. Their races came to an abrupt end earlier on tonight. The 8 cars out there on circuit currently. Dylan Canova just still setting purple time, so he's out there, still the fastest man on the circuit. Actually, Ronnie Pyland was the only one last time around quicker. So what could have been? Those guys did start near the front. Pyland, I think, off the second row. He started pole position. Off the front row next to Stephen Nolan. And now they both find themselves down the back. At least he's still out there, still circulating, so he will at least go one better than Nolan, who will finish in 9th position. I don't know if you get a percentage of the race needing to be completed if you get any championship points. So that'll be interesting for Nolan and Griffin in this one, because usually it's a 75% rule. You need to complete 75% of the race to be eligible to take any championship points home with you. I wonder if that stands here in this league. If it does, then Nolan and Griffin will be walking away with a big fat donut. And that's 0 for you guys playing at home. 0 points for them. And Ronnie Pyland, who, is down 7 positions, is still going to bag some points for 8th. So is Forrest, so is Harris, so is Duringer. McDonald, Rogers, Richardson, Canova will take most of them. Will take more than anyone else if he keeps going at this rate, which is just fast. He's actually now gone the quickest on the circuit. So probably thinking about a pit stop too. It's been a long time since. See when the last... it doesn't tell you when the last caution was, but that was the last time they came in to the lane. It was quite a long time ago now. They'll probably be thinking about it. But whatever happens, it's probably going to be a green flag running for the rest of it. I think these guys are now in that rhythm. They're in that rhythm where, they're all over it. Oof. Should be keeping a commentator's cursor count here tonight. I think they're starting to get, I'm going to put one up because there's been more than one. There's been more than one tonight, so we'll start the count now at 1. I'm going to give myself 2 actually, because there has been at least 2 that we've seen. So, curse count up to 2. Lee Richardson on the screen currently. Let's get the big dog's profile up. There he is. Oh, strange. There we go. We had him up earlier. There's the face of the warlord. Just getting a little bit of salt and pepper in the beard as well. Same as me. Screams experience, yet still youthful. What employees look for. Bent something. Oh no, Harris is in trouble. He's in pit lane. What happened to him? Hard to say. We'll get a look at him coming into the lane. It doesn't look too bent, Steve. 50 is the number of states. Yeah, I thought so. Don't ask me how many we've got here. Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, Northern Territory, Western Australia. That's 7 states. And then ACT is counted as well. So that's 8. 6 states and 2 territories here in Australia. Here's Canova. Let's ride on board. Cutting his way through some traffic here as well. It's he started to catch up to a little gaggle of cars, actually. That was Cody Duringer that he just got past. Now he's going to be looking at Steve McDonald there in the 68. Whoa, big hit on the wall there for McDonald. Almost ricocheting off into the 72 car of Dylan Canova. I know it says 70 on your timing screens, folks, but it says 72 on the side of his car, so there's been a bit of that lately, a bit of car numbers not matching up to the ones on the side, so I'm no expert. I don't know how to fix that. But anyway, 72 plows ahead still, and he's clear by about 6 seconds here to Lee Richardson, who's had a really nice run today, really patient. Probably wasn't the quickest out there either. I mean, his best lap, not as good as Canova's, but he was second fastest now looking at it. So actually third, Ronnie Pylan, quick. He's into the pit lane now. Is that his 75% done? Possibly. He's had enough. Maybe. We'll see if he gets moving again. Canova continuing out in front. Richardson still second. Rogers still third. He's 26 seconds clear of this man here, who we saw just getting in a little bit of trouble last time around. Steve Harris moving yet? He is. He's back out on the circuit. Fresh tyres, fresh looking car. Nice sensational TV on the side as well. Yeah, boy. Chili's from Florida. Shout out to them. Must be sponsors there of the big man. 153 laps down. Pick a driver to watch. There's 7 cars out on track now. Ronnie Pylan's still sitting there, so he might be parked it. He might have parked it. He might have gone 150 is 75% of 200. So he can take those points now, possibly. Because he's only completed 127 laps. Because he was a number of laps down, wasn't he? He was 18 laps down. So Ronnie Pylan needs to get back out there, complete 75% race distance. Otherwise, it's been all for nothing. We'll see what happens to him. Steve McDonald, though, continues on. We'll see when the last time they pitted was. That would be interesting to know. So at the front, Dylan Canova, last time he entered the pits was on lap 60. Same as Lee Richardson and Rogers, both 60 and 61. Steve McDonald's on lap 69, actually Cody during it. His last time he's gone over 100 laps on those tyres. Surely the fuel isn't going to last to the end. I think you can only get them maybe around 100 laps. Points based on finish, no percentage. Okay. So Ronnie Pylan has got moving again anyway. And the 75% race distance rule does not apply. So still points there coming Stephen Nolan and Darryl Griffin's way, even though they've been parked in the pits for a fair amount of it. I mean, Darryl only completed 11 laps, so he's off fishing now, possibly.
The yellow flag is out.
Certainly having a beer. Oh, we got a caution. Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Canova has crashed. Oh, this is big news here in this one. Let's go and have a look at how bad it is. Oh, a bit squirrely on the way in. Just going to loop it here on the exit of turn 4. He does. Oh, pulls it up. Little scrape on the wall. He's going to lose his position. He's reversing. There goes Richardson. There goes Rogers as well. There goes Rogers there. So, Canova down to 3rd. Richardson coming into the pit lane. Oh, this could be a big brain moment here. First one in. Rogers goes to the front of the field. Canova will sit in behind him. Both of those guys still out. Richardson's in the pits. Cody Jeringa's into the pits. And fair enough, he's been out there for God knows how long. Rogers and Canova coming in now. So where's Richardson? He could take over the lead of this race. I think he will. And then all three of them are going to start on the same lap with brand new tyres. We only got about under 40 laps to go here as well, so there's going to be a sprint to the line. 4th caution. It's been one for a little while, so I'm going to take a little break, rest my vocal cords, and give a shout out to our sponsors here on Simsational TV. Don't go anywhere. The final stint will be just around the corner.
And expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Mozo Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all, and as an excellent gift for...
Back to the racing, folks. We are green light, and it is Richardson that takes over control. Dylan Canova sits in behind. Ash Rogers there in 3rd, and a big gap back to Stephen McDonald. We are green light now, probably to the end. 35 laps to go. Let's have a look at the front, because that's where it's starting to get spicy. Here is Lee Richardson looking out the back to the man who has led the entire race, just about, Dylan Canova, sitting on his tail. And just behind them is Ash Rogers. That's your top 3. This is where we're going to be focusing for the rest of the race, folks, because this is where the action is, up the pointy end. Who's going to make a move? Get your predictions in. Can Canova overcome the big man Richardson? Look at him just diving it in hot there into turns 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, Richardson will be watching the lap counter here and counting down the laps, hoping they come soon enough. Can he take the big win here? It's all been handed to him on a platter just about, with Canova getting into trouble there in the dreaded turn 4 that we've seen so many drivers come with guts to in the past 24 hours. So many in the trucks, and fair enough, those things have got no weight over the back. These ones a little bit more in the terms of downforce, a little bit more in terms of downforce, I'll say that. A little bit more in terms of weight over the back as well, but horsepower to boot. No driving aids. Oh, Lee Richardson just getting into the outside wall. And if these two start battling, it's going to bring this guy straight back into the race. He's just a little bit off the pace currently, but I mean, he doesn't need much of an invitation to join this little party at the front, and that's what we want to see. 30 to go now. Going to be interesting. Can Lee Richardson just hold him back there? Canova, he starts playing defensive. Park that car on the apex, drive it in hot, get that low line, and drive it out to the fence each time. Not much, I don't think there's going to be much Canova can do. Going to have to really rely on that late apex, which he's doing now. Look at that, winding it up. Chucking it in fat. Get an idea of how these guys are driving here at the moment. Pretty much as quick as they've gone over the entire race stint. Now he's almost up the rear quarter panel. I think Richardson's got to adjust his lines here. I think he can't go too late on or too early on the throttle, because he's washing up the track, and that's giving Canova a little opportunity to sneak the nose up the inside. Here he goes again. Whoa, really nice exit there from the 72. There's just nowhere for him to go. He's going to try and sneak up the inside here. Richardson needs to get across and block in. Dive it in. Oh no, he's gone out high, wide, and that's going to be enough. Makes contact with the wall. I think this could be it, folks, for the lead. Here comes Canova. Clears Richardson and gets up into P1. That could be all she wrote, folks. Now it's just a matter of steadying the ship. And kicks clear as well, just starting to walk away already in that little confrontation. But now it's time to turn your attentions back to the battle for P2. And it's going to be Richardson and Rogers going to it. 26 laps to go here. Thank you for everyone tuning in to the stream tonight. I know it's only small numbers, but it's going to get better. Next week, I think we'll have a fair few of the regulars back out on the circuit. So expect a full grid next time. Whoa, Richardson just tight mid-corner. Can't get that thing ducked in. And he just can't get that late apex drive. He's trying to just feather it around that top line. You can see where Ash Rogers kind of V's it off and gets that momentum on the exits. I think that's going to be how this overtake gets done here. Both of them there looking a little bit tight too, drifting up to the top of the circuit. We've got some traffic now to come into play. Steve Harris, but really nicely done, just slowing down on the top line, letting the boys go through and continue their battle here to the end. 23 laps to go. Who can manage these tyres to the end and keep the ultimate amount of grip, the ultimate amount of speed, and take the chockies home? Canova, untouchable. I think it's all over bar the shouting there for him. But it's a matter of who's going to take P2 this time. Richardson will be probably a bit annoyed with the caution coming out, although it did give him the opportunity to win this race. But it may also give him the opportunity to lose P2, because Rogers, although on that lap around wasn't quite as quick, made a little mistake there into turn 3. Right on board. On the top of this Chevrolet, you can see the lines. Looks like Richardson's got a little bit more front end now. Maybe treating the tyres a little bit better in that stint. In the first, the first opening stanza of this last stint, should I say. And now he's got that turn when he wants it, though. It looks a little bit tight there. Still able to get off the turn, though. Everyone. Yeah, see, that's the line that Rogers wants to take. Start in high, gradually feed it lower and lower, and get that sort of straight line effect off the exit. Probably the safest way around as well. So we've seen so many cars just losing the rear end. There it is there. That's the line. Get a really nice exit. That'll do him well. Last time around, it was, wow, Canova and Richardson doing identical lap times. What about that? And again, 1,000th's the difference. Unbelievable. Rogers not quite being able to go with them too, so he's about 5,000ths slower than the two guys in front. Although that's a little bit of a mistake there from Richardson too, a little bit wide on mid-corner. 15 laps to come. All about these top three. The rest of them have been dropped off the pace. Steve McDonald, Duringer, Forrest, Harris, all multiple laps down here at this stage. Pyland about 20 or 30 behind him now currently. Stephen Nolan is back out on the circuit, is he? No. No, he is not. Stephen Nolan parked in the garage, so as Daryl Griffin. I think Daryl's packed up and gone fishing because he's out on vacation at the current moment. we saw earlier on his little travel setup. Very jealous. You open up that window, get a nice view of the lake or wherever they're staying. Get Big DG's profile up. Look at this beard. Wowee. He's from North Carolina. Let's get Darryl Griffin on the screen just for a moment. NC, Indian Trail. His occupation, journeyman lineman. What the hell is that? I think a lineman's one of those electricians that goes up and fixes the power lines. I don't know what a journeyman is. Sounds philosophical though. He might be a wizard in his part-time. Gandalf the Grey, perhaps. Lee Richardson, though, I think has just put the nail in the coffin here of Ash Rogers, and he says, I'll take P2, thank you very much. And he's actually closed in a bit of a gap back to Dylan Canova. So this lap, I mean, there's 10 to go. Is there enough for him to claw back? Some kind of lead challenge here. And I mean, Dylan Canova's not invincible. We saw him spin on his own accord not long ago. So anything can happen in this, and from what we're seeing, will happen. See how it's stood so far. It is Dylan Canova, 193 of 200, 8 laps to go. 4 lead changes, and only 4 cautions. Really well done. About 11 less than the trucks, but they were only half the field too, mind you. Half the field size, should I say. Here's Canova coming up to a big gaggle of cars. First one is Forrest. Moves over to the right-hand side nicely. Now we've got these 3 guys. Hopefully they're aware of what's coming up behind them, because this could be the little free kick that Richardson needs to get on the back of Canova. Oh, look, he's gone to the high line there. That has choked him up just a little bit. Look, nowhere to go. Where's Richardson? He's there too. Canova just sticking to the low line. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And that gap comes back down to 8/10. Back to Richardson. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's 4 laps to go. And he's still got to navigate these 2 cars as well, 3 cars. And Pyland is just occupying that space in front where Richardson needs to be. So Canova still with his hands full. I think that's Steve McDonald at the top of the track. Oh no, sorry, the 13 of Jeringa. Ooh, gets that run off the turn. And Canova's clear. Now it's Richardson's turn. He's clear too, but the gap now remains as close as it's ever been. 6/10 is the difference. 2 laps to go here. We're going to get the white one the next time they go around. We're just on the back straight now, heading into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get that white flag waving here for Dylan Canova. There it is, folks. Final lap here of the Simsational Cup Series Simsational TV Cup Series here at round 2 at North Wilkesboro. And he's had it all his own way, Dylan Canova. Only 1 spin, but he manages to overcome that, and he will cross the stripe, folks, for the big old W here in round 2. Takes full points. Richardson right there as well for P2. Rogers in P3. But it's this man with the fireworks start to come. Dylan Canova takes the win here. Bring it around, son. Let's see some smoke. Let's see some donuts on the start-finish line. Oh, look at that. What a view. Dips it in. Smokes it up. Yeah, boy. Looks like he's got his name written on the side there of the vehicle as well. He's happy with it. That's full points there, goes to Canova. That has certainly brought him up the standings. I reckon Rogers might be the one that takes over the lead in the championship, though, with a pretty disappointing effort from Pylan and Nolan back there in 8th and 9th. It's going to be very close, at least closer than it was last time around. Top 3, Canova, Richardson, Rogers. 4th, McDonald. 5th, Duringer. 6th, Forrest. Great effort from him. It ended up in 6th position there as well in the 120 car. Steve Harris in 7th. Probably had that 6th stitched up before that bit of damage and 2 minutes taken off his lap time there. 8th, Ronnie Pylan. 9th to Nolan, only completing 57 laps. And Darryl Griffin only completing 11 will take out 10th spot here. Here he comes back down through the lane. Pit crew will be congratulating him on the effort. And we're going to get down to the podium probe, folks, and we're going to hear from the top 3 drivers in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get an inside the craniums of these top 3 and see how they went this time. We'll be back in just a moment with the podium probe. All right, we are now joined in the podium probe by, we got Rogers and Richardson here, just waiting for Canova to come in after his celebratory donuts. But we'll start off with P3. That's Ashy Rogers, mate. A bit better on last night's effort and last week's as well, so a bit of luck going your way this time.
Yeah, just the smaller field made it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Fast bikes didn't join, so
Yeah.
just cruise around.
Got to take it when it comes to you. The caution there at the end with about 40 to go probably had your eyes lit up the size of dinner plates.
Yeah, I was hoping I can just get in front of the lead because I was better at holding the lead back than trying to chase him down. But yeah, that just didn't happen. And Dylan Canova, I can't do shit for him. I got to just pray to God he spins himself again. He's just too quick.
Yeah, he's on another level out there sometimes, and we saw he's not invincible there with an unforced error causing that last caution, but he was so far out in front it didn't really make too much of a difference.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised he didn't get much damage from it. I don't know what fully happened, but
Yeah, he just the typical lost the rear on turn 4, nosed it into the wall, but very softly. So I don't think too much damage happened there. But he did lose a bit of time, lost a couple of positions, but the caution was thrown, and that kept him in it. So yeah, it's the way the rub of the green sometimes, mate. But congrats on P3. It's a good points haul for you, regardless. And we'll see you on the grid next time.
yeah, I'll see you tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I won't be around tonight, so it'll be Zach and Rusty calling the action there, but I'll tune in and see how you're going.
Oh, half day's pay.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Tough at the top. Anyway, mate, I'll catch you out there. P2, Lee Richardson, mate, back in the podium probe and looking pacey tonight.
I mean, I finished pretty decent, but I just felt off yesterday and today. I just felt terrible. I don't know what it was. Like, I was telling them guys during the race, like, my wheel was real numb the whole time. I wasn't getting, like, information. So it just didn't, I don't know what is going on, but I didn't feel great about it, to be honest with you.
Could it have something to do with the update for these cars?
I'm not sure. It was in the truck, too, last night.
Yeah, right.
I feel like it's just smooth, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, happy with P2. I got a P4 last night, so feeling real bad at the track. I mean, 2 okay finishes, so
Yeah, it's not
pretty fun. It's
not bad. Even at not the top of your game, obviously, with some controller issues there. But I mean, P2 and P4 not to be sneezed at as well, especially behind the likes of Big Canova there.
Yeah, he's fun to race. I was kind of messing with him when we had that long green flag run, and I said, go ahead and why don't you pit and kind of make this exciting, And then about a half a lap later, here he was spun on the front stretch. I'm like, I was just joking, man, but here we go.
Yeah, man, you got to keep it
fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we see it week in, week out as well. Maybe not so much last week, but he certainly got the memo, and he's up to speed now in the Cup car. So watch out, everyone on the grid. It's going to be coming from behind there. But yeah, a few of the fast guys not involved tonight. We had Nolan and Pylan getting into trouble early as well, which sort of gave a nice little free kick to everyone at the front.
Yeah, that was like a couple laps in, real early.
Yeah.
I noticed they just kind of disappeared up above me there and lost track of them. But that's a bummer. Wish more people would have joined. I know it's middle of summer, so it's kind of a bad time for it. But the more that joins, the better it is. But I got my work cut out for me chasing Dylan anyway. So
yeah, that's right.
It's fun regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice points haul as well for you. So that'll prop you up in the championship for sure. And as more join, it will be more exciting as well out there for the viewers at home. So it was a good run from you, mate. Congrats on P2.
Thank you.
Dylan Canova, second night in a row in the podium probe, mate, and improving by one up to the top spot. How was your run tonight?
Yeah, it's hard to complain when you're running good. This isn't my favorite of the short tracks, so it's nice to come out and have a shot last night at winning, and then tonight come out and lead 175 laps, I believe, and come on P1. So yeah, it's hard to be upset about the racetrack when you do good, but yeah, it's not my favorite track on the schedule. So looking forward to next week, actually.
It seems to be. It seems to have its own characteristics as well here. When I did a couple of laps in there yesterday, that turn 4 exit just seems to be so hard to get the power down in comparison to the turn 2 exit. Why is that, coming from someone who's probably done a million more laps than me?
So I've actually run here a few times, and I've never noticed it until tonight. I don't know if it was the sun hitting it perfect, or the race car and the way it was set up and you could really feel it, but I figured out that there was a pretty bad bump right in the bottom of 4 coming up off the corner. And I noticed if you hit it, it would upset the car pretty significantly. So I was doing a bunch of testing, crashing in practice, and going through plenty of race cars, trying to figure out how to get over that bump. And I'm looking back at it, I think that might have been what kind of kept me from being able to put the power down underneath Braxton. Those couple of shots I had there towards the end of the race last night. And under the lights, I couldn't see it. And then tonight, it was a very distinct, different color where that bump was compared to the rest of the track. So once I figured that out, I just kind of moved up, put the left sides right above it, and then just seemed to drive off of 4 significantly better.
There you go, folks. For next time we go racing here at North Wilkesboro, just avoid that little bump there on turn 4. Hopefully the East Coast boys could have got the message before last night, as we saw 15 cautions thrown up, but only 4 tonight, so a lot of green light racing. How long does a tank of fuel last in these cars?
I think it was like 130. Is that right?
Too damn long.
No, it was like 100, almost 150, I think. Because
Really?
I think I looked out of curiosity around lap 25 just to see, and I think it said I could do another 122-ish laps. And that was running 4th gear, turning more RPMs. I think if you were shifting, I don't think it would turn quite as well if you ran 5th, but you could probably make it a good 175 laps, I'd say, with a caution or so on 5th gear if you're saving.
Oh, there you go. So you can go go fair amount into the race on the same tank of fuel. Oh, that'll be good for my research for the next round. Anyway, but mate, that's probably all we've got time for. So congrats on the win, big points haul there as well, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you next Friday, hopefully up here talking to Victory Lane.
Hell yeah, brother. You'll be up there, I'm sure. But that's all we've got time for here again on Simsational TV for the Simsational TV Cup Series here, brought to you by S.M.A.S.H. It's been a cracking load of kit here with the Cup cars. They're absolutely brilliant to call. But I'm going to get on out of here and do a few things around the house before my wife throws a saucepan at my head. So I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of the day. And hope everyone has the same luck as well. It's been cracking stuff here. My name's Chris Munro. Thank you for watching. We're going to get out of here. We're going to be back on the air later on tonight with Ash Rogers competing in the V8 Supercars series over there at Aussie Sim Racing. So get around that. That's going to be a big viewership, I reckon. The Gen 3s, they absolutely put on a great show. So go and watch that. But until then, enjoy the rest of your nights, days, wherever you're from. My name's Chris Munro. This is Simsational TV. Keep it flat out.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.